Sean and Joe, another episode ready to go. They're gonna talk about the good and the trash and anything in between. Cherishing make-believe, get ready for Halloween. It's the horror show. I know you missed those guys. Tune in and find out what's on their list tonight. They butcher and dissect, take apart and mutilate. Listen to your two favorite brainiacs communicate. It's the horror show.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to The Horror Show. The show dissects, mutilates, dismembers, and butchers all of your favorite and not-so-favorite horror movies and other horror-related events. I'm Sean.
I'm Joe.
How you doing, Joe?
Good, man. How about you?
Good. Low energy. We're recording on a Thursday, which we haven't done. We have
Tonight's the NFL draft, and I think this is the first Thursday we've done since like the 2017 NFL draft. Just because I remember, like, we went live beforehand, people were talking about it.
Yeah, so I was actually going to ask that. We used to record on Thursdays, right?
We did. I think that was like the last time.
Fucking weird. That's
what the fuck we were thinking. I think the thought was like we can't record on the weekend. We have lives, but like we didn't do anything on the weekend. It's just. Because I remember like being miserable on Fridays.
Yeah,
I actually think that might be a huge part of like this return, that we're like so much more rejuvenated because we work fucking all day and then record an episode every week, and we were doing 2 episodes.
We were doing 2 fucking episodes. So, and for some reason also talking for like without getting fucking paid for it.
Yeah. And like we would meet, and we would go to your office. So there was a commute there, and then we'd have to set up, and then we would bullshit, and then we would still start at like 9:30, and get done at like 1 a.m. What the fuck? That's so stupid.
That's so dumb. It's unbelievable. Yeah, no, that probably could have, taken a toll on us. So yeah, Thursdays are kind of weird. It's definitely better when you're at home, you just hop on, but you're still like low energy. And I think I have my first like adult hangover today for the first time in my life.
Wow.
I don't get hangovers, but like this was the first time I've ever been hungover and like felt nauseous. Like I know people that like throw up when they're hungover, and I'm like, dude, that's fucking crazy. Like it's like I never even been like that, but I was like fucking nauseous this morning. But yeah. I can't fucking, those people that like go like that to open a bottle.
I mean, it's pretty nuts.
And I love that I'm doing video stuff for the audio podcast. Anyway, hey, we're going to talk about monkey shines today.
Yes, we are, dude. How is Ape-ril like one of the best themes that we've ever done for the show?
It's insane. These are like the 3 best consecutive movies like we've ever done. I mean, I'm sure you could probably find better, but these 3 are all good, and we didn't know what we were getting into. Yeah,
it's very shocking that these 3 fucking monkey movies were.
And even outside of the monkey movies, I feel like every time we do a theme, like after the first episode, we're like, "Oh, for fuck's sake." Like, why did we do this? Like, after one of them in these monkey movies. And I really thought monkey shines. Like, dude, we got Link, which was great. Fucking Shakma. And I was like, so monkey shines is going to suck. Like, there's no way there's 3 good fucking monkey movies made in a span of what? Like 86 to 90, 4 years. In 4 years, we would see 3 amazing fucking killer monkey movies. Like, that's impossible. And they're fucking awesome.
Amazing might be a little generous for some of them, but I think
it's amazing in the sense that it's a fucking killer monkey movie
with real monkey actors. I think that's the most amazing part.
Dude, all of them. There's not a fucking fake monkey to be found. It's crazy. Yeah, man. So Monkey Shine's iconic cover, another movie I had. Have you seen any of these 3, by the way? You own Link, but I don't know if you'd watched it.
Yeah, I hadn't watched Link before. I swore I saw Monkey Shines in our buddy Amato's basement, which still may be the case, but I certainly didn't remember a damn thing about it.
I could have sworn I've either like read it, but I know I didn't, or watched it, and it's not this movie, so I don't know what it was. So it's a weird thing that happened to both of us. Monkey Shines is from 1988. Absolutely fucking iconic cover.
Yeah.
For another, like, that's like a true video store. Like, it's like one of the first covers you saw, I feel like, too. Like, it was always just there.
Always right in the forefront of the horror section.
Yeah, it was
Chester Video and Disc. Yeah.
So weird.
And it has Mojo from The Simpsons, from that Simpsons episode, was based on this. So that's like ingrained in our brains, too.
Yeah, dude, it's such a fucking great cover. And then, wait, oh no, he doesn't have the wheelchair. He's in the wheelchair in the trailer has a monkey in a wheelchair, but it was fucking weird. But the cover was just the Monkey Shines with the symbols, or did he have a bloody knife?
Well, let's look it up.
I've seen, they have both covers here. So I think it was the knife. I think that's what really would have drawn my attention as a kid.
At Chester Video Disc?
Yeah.
Oh, I definitely think it was the symbols, man.
See, I think they had both of them. That's so crazy. That's nutty.
The symbol one sticks out to me the most.
I kind of feel the same way, but dude, what a fucking cover. And it has nothing to do with the goddamn movie. Absolutely nothing. How can you
Monkey,
use that
Monkey
as your selling
doesn't play the fucking symbols once.
And also this movie went a route that I was not expecting. Well, so first,
we're expecting some quadriplegic cunnilingus.
Bro, that shit was tight. That was the tightest. No, I was not expecting that. I also wasn't expecting it to be so kind of deep. It was kind of crazy. And it takes a turn, a very sci-fi-ish turn, right? Like
just some telekinesis, telepathic communication. Dude, my favorite part about this movie is that all the side characters are such maniac pieces of shit. I've never seen more unlikable characters. And this poor guy has such a tragic accident, and like the people that are so loving in his life, like his mom, is just like, "What is your problem?" How many times does she ask, "What is your problem?" The guy's fucking paralyzed. He can't move anything. Why are you asking him that? Dude. You think his problems. Dude, we'll talk more, but Marianne, the
should be killed.
Dude, from the beginning, like even before he gets the monkey, she's just like, "Oh, this fucking cocksucker piece of shit." It's like, dude, this is your job. What?
I have a note in my notes that was like, if me doing the "you piece of shit" was turned into like a movie, it's this movie.
Dude, it would be her.
It's all of them. All of them talk like that at some point. Every single character at some point is like, "You fucking worthless sack of shit, PC."
It's unbelievable.
They all talk like that. It's so crazy. Dude, when he gets mad at people, when he starts like channeling the monkey, and he's just like, "You ugly, disgusting, worthless piece of shit." It's so nuts.
It's dead on. Like, your piece of shit is this movie.
Dude, everyone behaves that way. It's nuts. That fucking, dude, the nurse, and then like, they tried to make it out to be like, oh, the nurse got like stressed because of the monkey, like you said that. But it's like,
was
dude,
like that
literally
before the monkey.
The day she's hired, she's like, "Oh, for fuck's sake."
Hold on, I honestly wrote it down, and like I almost like never take notes, but she said something so ridiculous. Someone goes, "Are you Alan's nurse?" And this is like day one.
Dude, she introduced herself to everyone for the first time.
And they're like, "Are you Alan's nurse?" And she goes, "God has given me that burden." Yes. Dude, the fucking get a new job. What is making you do this?
I wrote down the same quote because it was.
And Alan's laying there. Alan's laying. He's just sitting right next to him.
Dude, saying like
Alan had just tried to kill himself. Dude, that's Alan is so depressed that he is now a quadriplegic that he tries killing himself. And then they bring him back from the hospital and everyone's like, "Hey buddy, you okay?" And that's what the nurse fucking says standing next to him.
Bro, that's the funniest shit I've ever heard. Yeah, that cracked me up. Wait. Never mind. We'll get to it. Do you recommend this movie?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
100 times, yes.
It's fucking great. I saw one review it was actually Roger Ebert who was like, I wish I could find it. Roger Ebert. Somewhere within this 2-hour movie is hidden an absolute spellbinding 90-minute thriller. I think that sums it up perfectly.
Dude, yes. And honestly, I thought the pacing was great. But then at the very end, there's like 20 minutes tacked on that's completely useless that didn't need to be there. Not enough to make me think it wasn't enjoyable, but it could have been a little bit shorter.
Absolutely. And that's the thing. It's really good as is. Like, it's really fucking good. I loved it. But imagine it at 90 minutes. It would at 90 minutes. It's like it's going to be like breakneck. It's going to be like this movie fucking rock. Like, it would just be nonstop. It would be great because the pacing wasn't bad, like you said.
Right. I agree. At the very end, which we'll talk about it more when we get to it. But like we already know what's going to happen, and we already know who our final players are. And then we decide like we have to watch them playing music and like talking.
I know.
Like, come on.
And
come on, Romero. Did we say it was directed by George Romero?
We didn't. Yet? Directed and written by George Romero, but based on a book by someone.
It's his first big studio film. Everything else was independent.
No, second.
Oh, what was first? Creepshow?
Creepshow, 82.
Okay, my bad.
But yes, and it's his second most expensive because it's $7 million budget, which it did not make back. It only made back $5 million. But
wow,
I don't know. I think I don't know. I think the criticisms are kind of bullshit. I think the movie's really good. And like Ebert's criticism I like because it's like that's like probably the one thing was that last 30 minutes. I was like, oh man, this should have been wrapped up for sure. Cause we know what's happening, right? Like everything's already happened. And you know what's unfortunate is Romero actually wanted this movie to be longer, which is fucking insane. Fucking idiot.
Yeah, he's pissed. He's pissed about the studio, which I'm not going to say it now, but there's one thing that the studio was pushing for that's so fucking stupid. I hope you have the same note as me.
Oh, I do, because it's like the most idiotic thing. And I was like, what the fuck is wrong with the, like, I love that there's people sitting in like offices that are like, this is what fucking they want. This is what the people fucking want. Fucking idiots. Tom Savini, also a special effects guy in this, making
monkey puppets.
The monkey puppets, which I'm pretty sure are just the hands whenever they grab sharp objects. It's just like this one monkey paw like goes and grabs shit. And goes
because everything else is real. All the other monkeys are real.
Yeah. And by the way, if he made the fake actually, now it's actually super funny. If he made the fake monkey at the end of the movie, they should get a refund because it was just a stuffed animal. It was crazy. Also, another insane ending to a monkey movie, right? Like fucking iconic. Like fucking the most insane thing I've ever seen in my life.
Which one made you laugh harder? This one or Link? Dude, it's got to be Link. It's got
Link for sure, dude. He's in a suit,
smoking a cigar, and then just falls in the
wearing a linen suit. Fucking butler. It's like legitimately the craziest thing. Like when you compared it to
orangutan, an orangutan pretending to be a chimp.
When you compared it to Scarface, it like changed my life. Like it's like that's so funny. This fucking moment, this Scarface moment, his empire's crumbling. Oh man, I love it.
So let's talk about the cast real quick. We got the two main players are it's kind of weird because let's back up. We have Stanley Tucci in this, a very young Stanley Tucci playing an absolute sleazeball.
Oh my god, I didn't even recognize him in it. Holy shit! Yeah, he's Dr.
Wiseman. Yep.
Holy shit! Oh, that's
we got Stephen Root as Dean Burbage, who Stephen Root, of course, would be Milton in Office Space. I think most people know him, but he's in 1,000 things. But this is his first role. This is his first movie.
This is his first movie, dude. He's like one of the best character actors of all time. That's so funny that they had these two actors that would go on to be like forever, you know what I mean? And
the Tucci has star power, but our two lead characters are Jason Beggy, who I think he's the cop in Thelma and Louise. He plays Alan, the main character, and his acting is not the greatest, in my opinion. And then we have John Pankow, who's Jeffrey, and all I know him from is Batteries Not Included.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. They're
Kate McNeil, who's in House on Sorority Row, and then Marianne, the miserable fucking nurse. That's George Romero's wife. She was in the Crate segment of Creepshow.
That's fucking right. I was trying to
Fun
figure
fact. Fun fact about her. The book Christine by Stephen King was named Christine after her. So there you go.
Why?
I don't know.
Bro.
He met her and he's like, hey, that's a good name. I'm going to name my killer car after you.
Yeah, but if somebody was like, hey, I named my fucking book after your wife.
Hey, listen.
Yeah.
Fucking,
Romero
that's the time
getting
of,
cucked?
like,
Is Romero getting cucked out here? Fucking beta.
remember when Clapton and George Harrison were fucking making songs about each other's wives? Huge hits about each other's wives. Dude, Eric Clapton's Wonderful Tonight is about it's about George Harrison's wife. It's fucking nuts.
It's so psycho. Yeah, no, I didn't mind. I didn't think I minded the guy that plays Alan's Jason. I don't think I minded his acting.
He's not terrible, but there's some times when he's yelling, and I know it's hard to be like he's playing a quadriplegic, he can't move. But some of the stuff is a little.
I actually, that brings up a point I wanted to talk about. I think this movie, dude, the fact that your main character is a quadriplegic for the entirety, like, right? Like, there's like 5 minutes of him being able to walk. And like, you know, you're in a genre that's pretty fast paced and you're making a pretty fast paced movie. It's a great pace for a movie. And you have your main character not be able to run or...
It's not an easy task.
Go around the house even. Like, he can't even go up the stairs or anything. It really limits what you can do. And so to make that as exciting as this movie actually is at times is kind of crazy, right? Like,
it is crazy.
That's a hard thing to do.
He does have one of those S&P wheelchairs, so he puts the tube in his mouth, which does allow him to move forwards and back and like go into rooms, right? Like that's what's controlling it. But it's funny because there's one scene where he clearly has that thing like next to his mouth, and he's just screaming, "What's going on in there?" Which he could just roll forward and see for himself. It's lasting for like 5 minutes.
And the guy that played Jeff, I thought was really good too. I thought he was a good actor. Actually, I thought Jeffrey was a good actor.
Yeah, and he has a face that, like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of who he reminds me of, but he just has like a face that just screams, "I should be a side character in a horror movie."
Yes,
should have been
more.
more
For sure. Yeah, way more. Like, he's the best friend in all of them, right? Like, he
looks like Evil Ed meets like Jeffrey Dahmer.
what a look. Then
we have Boo as Ella.
Boo as Ella. I love that you always have the monkey names written down because I never
put some respect on these actors, man.
Fucking this one was good. George Romero, not a fan though of the live monkeys. He has like all these notes that were like,
dude. To be fair, it's probably such a fucking headache. Like all these movies that we've watched, wrangling these monkeys in and making them act like the way that they're acting. Oh, terrifying.
Yeah, and so like they get a ton of fucking screen time. Like it's like I feel like they could have even gotten away with trying to limit the screen time of the monkeys and make it like more menacing or something. But like the monkeys are in every fucking frame.
I mean that's a fact. Like Jaws is one of the most iconic movies ever. Right. How often is Jaws on the screen?
Right.
You see fucking Jaws like twice. You see his fin and then you see him pop out of the water. These monkeys are front and center for 90 minutes.
Like forced to act. Like almost like dude, think even about Link. Like they have that conversation in the dining room and Link walks in and starts handing out cigars and lighting them. And you're like, why is this even in the movie? This means nothing. It doesn't build anything to Link. They were like, how do we fit the monkey in this scene? Like, let him come in and give the guys cigars.
Dude, it has to be like, we've paid for this monkey. We need to fucking utilize him. I don't care what he's doing, but.
Oh man, holy shit. So let's get into this one.
One of the funniest top 10 minutes of a movie.
Bro.
For a horror movie. Not something I say often, but.
And it's so weird because they were like, I read an article that was like, before I started watching it, and it was because you were like, is this a comedy? And you're like, I'm not even trying to be funny. Is this a fucking comedy movie? So like, I started like researching it, and then somebody was like, they hired Romero because of his weird sense of humor. And I was like, oh, is it a comedy? It's not. It's not at all. It's actually like a pretty deep fucking
Pretty
movie.
depressing.
Yeah. So Monkey Shines opens ridiculous with this like flashing monkey face on the screen. Like, and can we talk about what are these called? Like Capisi monkeys or something?
Capuchin.
Capuchin monkeys. I think that's it. Capuchin. I don't know. Anyway, they have to be like one of the least threatening species of monkeys ever, right?
Yeah, they just like sit on your shoulder.
Dude, they always
pick berries.
Yeah, they like act like babies all the time. Like they're the cute little, they're spider monkeys basically, right? Like they're just like these cute little fucking things. But like, so flashing a fucking angry ape on the screen would do something, or a fucking baboon or an orangutan. This little capuchin monkey's face is just flashing in bright red on the screen. You're like, oh, okay. And that's preceded by the most insane nude. So we enter Alan and his girlfriend. Alan is our lead. Butt naked. They're butt naked.
Immediately see their asses.
By the way, she's looking fine. I was like, okay, cool. They're in bed. And he's like, I'm going to go for a run, babe. And she's like, okay.
Before he goes for his run, he does the most insane naked stretching I've ever seen. Like, dude, there's no way that isn't pulling a muscle, right? He's like doing a split. He's jerking his hand so fast over his head. It can't be good for you.
Dude, it's so harsh. It's like the harshest stretch I've ever seen.
It's so unnatural. Yeah, like the key to stretching is like, easing yourself into it and like making yourself more effective.
Jerking his leg.
Jerking his body.
I had the exact same note. My note literally says, preceded by the most insane nude stretching ever. It's crazy.
Like if I was like, hey, Tina, I gotta stretch real quick, and I was naked and I was just jerking like that, she'd probably call the police.
She'd probably call you an ambulance because he's having a fucking seizure. Like he fell on the floor naked as having a seizure. And then this motherfucker goes outside and puts bricks
in his back.
Puts bricks in his backpack to go running with, which is so insane. I can't imagine how painful that would be. I know people run with like loaded backpacks, but this is like a fabric bag. Like you'd feel every point of those bricks would bounce into your fucking back.
Into your back. This guy must have the worst back between the stretches and the fucking backpack full of bricks.
Wait. Well, I wish. Oh my god, because we're gonna find something out about his injury later. But what if this is the cause? Because, dude, later on in the movie, let's just talk about it now. Later on in the movie, a doctor is like, hey.
Giving a second opinion.
Yeah, he gets a second opinion on his paralysis because they think it's caused by this car accident that we're spoiling that we were literally just about to talk about. And then this doctor's like, oh, by the way, it wasn't from a car crash. It's something else. And
he's like, this probably would have happened anyways. Like, you could have just been laying in bed and the paralysis might have happened. Dude, this is blowing my mind. I wish they wrote that into it.
Dude, is there anything you do?
That could have caused this, and then the doctor finds out he's just shoving 50 pounds of pointy bricks that are jamming into his spine every morning and stretching like a fucking idiot.
Just yanking body parts in the morning, calling it stretches.
Dude, that has to be what caused it. There's no other explanation.
Bro, that's so funny. Yeah, I put bricks in a backpack and fucking run 10 miles every morning. Oh my god.
Shit.
That's so fucking funny.
That's good. That is like my favorite fan theory of all time now.
It's because it's like 100% what the issue is. Like you can't even say it's not. I don't. You can't even argue with me that it's not. It's fucking ruining his.
No, because the doctor doesn't offer any explanation, but he's just like, "Hey, something else has been causing this," and that, what the fuck else would be causing that? Saying that this would happen regardless—that's insane.
That is insane. Yeah, this is just gonna happen to you eventually.
And they act like, dude. Okay. fuck, I know we're jumping around, but like
No.
when that's revealed to him, they're like, that fucking piece of shit Tucci. Why would he think that it wasn't caused by the car? Like, I know Tucci is a piece of shit, as we'll talk about, and everything that he does, but why would any doctor not be like, oh, this injury is clearly from being... When he gets hit, he flies at 20,000 feet into the air.
In one of the funniest fucking things of all time. Dude, so let's get to that. So that's what happens now. He goes running with these bricks, right?
Yes. And it appears he's never jogged before. Because all that happens is a dog like sticks its head out, which if you're running, you should be aware, like,
Yes.
aware of your settings.
Yes.
You're not just going to jump into a fucking busy road, which is what he does because the dog pops his head out. It's like a Looney Tune cartoon.
He pops out, a fucking truck hits him, and we see, and Joe, how do they even film this? Because that was a man. That wasn't a fucking prop. That was a man spinning in midair. It was he spins like 3 times, like 3 full fucking rotations.
Shot him out of a cannon.
Bricks flying everywhere. All of the bricks have escaped the backpack and are just flying everywhere. And that is how we are introduced to his injury and him being a quadriplegic, not a paraplegic.
Yes, and he is brought to the hospital. This is where I texted Sean and was like, dude, is this actually a comedy? Because he's brought to the hospital, and the doctor goes, is the patient out? And the nurse says yes. He goes, oh, good, now we can talk about it. And he just goes, oh, God, Martha, his ass is hairier than yours. Like,
Which is nuts.
What are you... Why is this in this movie?
And I'm sure Martha was super thrilled about that. Fucking guy. That fucking Wiseman, man, he makes you hate him. He was fucking good at it.
Tucci's good at playing that like stupid sleazeball role.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And Alan, he was an accomplished runner. I think even like professional, I guess, was probably what he was.
Yeah, they hinted at him being a professional athlete or like trying to be a professional athlete.
Because he had a coach and everything, which is great. Well, yeah, it happens right now, which is... So we see all of his, like, pictures of him running and his plaques and shit. And he's paralyzed from the neck down. We meet Dr. Wassman personally this time. He's at the party for Alan. They're welcoming Alan home. We also meet Alan's coach, who is the biggest mope of all time. He plays no role in this movie, but somebody's like, oh, hey, how are you? Or who are you? Like, hey, I'm Dr. Weissman. And he's like, oh, yeah, I'm Alan's coach. I mean, was Alan's coach. Like, oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Like, he's sadder than Alan about the whole fucking thing. Like, oh, what do I do now? And Wiseman off the bat looks like he is fucking his girl, man.
Yes,
Alan's
girlfriend.
girlfriend.
Yeah.
There's some strong shit going on there.
Yes.
And we also, as Alan comes in, we learn that his girlfriend never visited him once in the hospital, which is fucking insane. Like, it's the most insane. Dude, and he came out and was like, hey, long time no see. And she was like, I just couldn't go. I'd be like, you need to get the fuck out of my fucking house, please. The fuck are you doing here? Are you serious? Just showing up to welcome me home? It's not like he was like fucking catatonic.
Right.
Whatever. And then we meet Jeffrey. And that's because Alan's girlfriend calls him and is like, where the fuck are you? And we cue to Alan, or Jeffrey, who is a scientist?
Yeah.
I'm using that term very loosely. He does not behave like a scientist. He
all he does is conduct unethical experiments on animals, and they paint Stephen Root, who's his boss, to be like the bad guy. Stephen Root, his character is 100% in the right every time he is on the screen, and it's so funny that they try to make the audience like against him, because there's times he's like, hey, heard you experimented on this monkey and it fucking died. What did you do with the body? And he's like, oh, I sent it to you. And Root's like, you fucking didn't. Like, where did you send it to? And the guy's like, get the fuck out of my office. Root's like, I just want to know what's going on. Like, just give me a report of what you're doing. And that's all he says every time. All he does is like, I just want to report on anything you've been conducting.
Dude,
the guy's like, you fucking asshole.
And there's other, again, like with these, like, you piece of shit, like that's how everyone behaves. And Stephen Root, like you said, he the meetings they have, he's like, hey, like, I'm gonna have to fire you soon. Like, he like kind of alludes to it, and the guy's like, oh yeah,
dude, he's like, I don't want to fire you.
Yes.
He's like, I literally just want the report so I can like show people what you've been working on.
Right,
you
right.
just want my fucking information.
Yeah, and
like,
the guy thinks he like pulled one over on Root. He's like, huh, you can't fire me because you know my work is good and I'm the only one that'll get something done. And Root's like, yeah, it's like, it's the most frustrating shit in the world.
that's pretty much what he says. Like, I do not want to fire you. Like, please don't do this to me.
Like, what are you fucking talking about? We are completely agreed. I just need you to show me that you're actually working. Which, by the way, this motherfucker's work is taking human brains, freezing them, chopping,
slicing them like they're cloves of garlic. Like in Goodfellas when they're in jail and they're just shaving the garlic. That's what he's doing to a human brain.
Dude, he's doing it to a human brain and then injecting it into monkeys and being like, why isn't this monkey getting smarter?
That is the plot, and that is why Ella, the monkey, is a villain, is because he's being injected with human brain.
Right. It's such a stupid experiment idea. And then the movie kind of takes a turn because, like, okay, getting injected with human brains, monkey's going to get smarter and kill people. Got it. But it takes another, like, sci-fi turn that makes even less sense than the brain injections, which I love. I'm fine with all of it, by the way, because they never once try to explain it. They're just like, if you inject something with brains, they get smarter.
A classic example of just, like, why B movies work, right?
Right.
Like this is pretty much like a B movie because
Right.
all you need is to be told what's happening. Don't fucking question it because we're not going to tell you anymore.
We're not even going to bother trying to explain shaving a brain and sticking it in monkey.
And like, because he's not even like boiling it or like, there's nothing that would be injected. We're just watching him slice it. Like, how does it get into the?
Oh no,
syringe?
he does. He puts it in this like boiling shit. He
does. Okay.
Yeah. It's like real quick, but I mean, it doesn't fucking matter. It probably just melt. Like, it makes the brain even more useless. What are we doing? Frozen and cooked brain. Like, it's not doing anything.
You just feed it to the monkey. Put it in its food.
That's what I thought he was gonna do. I mean, either way, it makes no sense. So just whatever was easier. Instead, they just injected monkeys constantly. Oh, those were other puppets, I guess. The monkey butt puppets.
Okay.
Probably. I don't know. Maybe they were real. I don't know. Dude, that bird that dies in this is fucking real, right? Like, that was a weighted fucking bot. I don't know. That was not a fucking special effect. That was weird. I didn't like it. So we meet those people, Weissman, the girlfriend, all those people. And then Jeffrey shows up, but late to the party. No one's there anymore. And Alan's house, for some reason, is also covered in travel agency posters, and I don't know why. Just like random locations. Like, this is like Jamaica. It's like a resort It made no fucking sense.
Resort posters, and then the biggest poster of Casablanca that you've ever seen in your life.
Real fucking. How do we make this guy look well traveled, well cultured? And like, he's also supposed to be like a pretty successful guy. You know what I mean? Like, he kind of resembles like a playboy a little bit, and like
yeah. Well,
so
this scene right here, he's like, I think my girl's gonna walk out on me.
Yeah.
And Jeffrey's like, well, if she does, fuck her. And he's like, I can't. So it's like a big. I think that was supposed to be like a big plot point that his dick doesn't work too.
I mean, yeah. Hey, you know, she's got a. But you can always do the fucking swanging cunnilingus thing that we'll see a little bit later. But
she certainly does.
Anyway, All of this leads to Alan not having a very good time. He's with his mom, who's a nightmare, his nurse, who's a nightmare. And Jeffrey walks in and sees him trying to kill himself.
Black Christmas style.
Yeah, but like in a laundry bag, like in a fucking suit bag.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to work. But
It was insane. It was like,
I mean, okay, nothing on him works. So he just had to like position. There was nothing to make that tight. I don't know what he was attempting. Yeah, just couldn't zip it up or do anything. Just put something on top of his face. For some reason, was hospitalized.
And also, he probably could have really easily convinced his nurse to kill him. I don't think she would have said no.
Sean. All you had to do is ask. Done in a second.
Hey, would you kill me? Like, fucking say no more.
Been waiting for you to ask this since I laid my eyes on you.
You absolute worthless piece of shit. So they go to the hospital again, and Weissman's his doctor again. And this time, again, you want to talk about pieces of shit, like Weissman's now, but like Weissman's also not wrong. The mom's like, "Oh my God, this is so terrible. I'm gonna have to like cancel my flight home." And Weissman's like, "Don't fucking bother. You're the fucking worst. Like, stay the fuck away from your kid."
That's more or less what he says. Like, I think you are contributing to this depression tenfold. This is coming from a guy who's fucking this man's girlfriend.
Oh my God. And just totally like fucking out of pocket. And then Jeffrey comes in and spots Weissman and Jeff's old girlfriend getting together. And he's like, "What the absolute fuck is going on here?" And proceeds to lay into Weissman. Just fucking
clinical asshole syndrome.
Dude, the best one though was when he calls her a clinical cunt.
Yes.
The greatest insult ever. I wish it wasn't such a nasty word in the States to because it's more of like a derogatory term, right, for females in the States. Whereas is overseas, it's not. It's anyone. It could be a cunt, right?
Scotland. That's like the first word people learn.
So I wish it was okay to say here, because I would make that I would make merch. I would just make a hat that says clinical cunt on it and fucking sell the shit out of it.
I think it works so well too, because he's just rattling off things that start with clinical and ends it with that.
And you clinical cunt. Oh man. He just absolutely destroys him. This leads to him, because he sees his buddy's hurt, and he leads this to a monkey trainer by the name of fucking, I always forgot her name, Mel the trainer, who like not rehabilitates. She trains monkeys to help quadriplegics.
Right.
Is that a real thing? Do you know?
I don't know, but I mean,
this is fucking cool. I feel like it should be.
I mean, it's just like a service animal, right? So
right, but it could fucking like do shit for you.
Yeah, it does chores around the house. Like,
that would be so fucking dope.
I'm sure. I mean, the monkey with the symbols, like they can be trained to like earn street money, right? So I'm sure they help in some capacity.
That would be so fucking sick. Oh, that would be so sick. But anyway, he meets her and is like, "Hey, I have a friend that's a quadriplegic. Can you do this?" And she's like, "I don't have any monkeys." And he's like, "Great news. I have a monkey." And then she's like, "Oh, well, like it also takes a long time to train." And he's like, "Don't worry. It's already trained basically." And she's like, "Oh, all right. Like, let's do it then." So she agrees. And they bring Six, which was the monkey's name to start with. It then turns into Ella. They bring Six over to Alan, and Alan just fucking loves this monkey from moment one, man. He is just like, dude, I really like this fucking movie. When this guy is like acting happy, like that's when he's his best acting, I think. It's like what you said, like the screaming, you're like, okay, like that's not in his range, but like the good guy, like he plays really well. And like watching this dude that like fucking tried to kill himself and now he's got an animal and he's like, this monkey rocks.
Yeah, it's giving him like a reason.
Dude, it's like, it's actually like genuinely like a nice moment where you're like, oh, this dude, I get like, that's so sick. But Alan's nurse this is the scene where Alan's nurse is like, this is what God has burdened me with. And it's to the trainer who's like, oh, hi, I'm Mel. Nice to meet you. Couldn't be more polite. And she's like, oh, fuck out of my face.
And Alan hasn't asked the nurse to do anything.
Anything.
All she's doing is just like making sure his bed is changed.
When Alan rips into her, honestly, it's funny because it was supposed to be a moment where we're like, oh, Alan's unraveling. And I was just like,
about time.
fuck yes. Like all valid. And dude, he's like, all you have to do is what you get paid to do. And you don't do that. I'm not asking you to do anything else. It's fucking unbelievable. He absolutely shreds her, but like totally warranted. It does not even feel like it took him way too long to get to that point.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And we get a lot of lighthearted monkey fun with silly comedy music for a little while. Monkey's stealing marshmallows. He loves to do that. And Monkey and Alan bonding and the monkey putting the fucking banana in the fucking nurse's shoe. Because monkeys just love bananas. Did every movie have a banana moment in it? I think it did, right? They had to. It has to. It's so,
Shakma?
it has to. There has to be one somewhere. It's got to be in like the lab after like the class or something. Okay. We'll have to double check it. But you even see the monkey hug Alan. They got a tight knit bond here. And then Alan decides to shave his disgusting beard off, which was a great move. And the Mel, the trainer, cuts him by accident, and the monkey kind of gets a little weird. And you're like, oh, he's bloodthirsty. He's bloodthirsty, but or mad, or something. But yeah, that's that. Alan and the trainer are also hitting it off a little bit romantically there. And he starts noticing that like, Jeff comes over and notices that Ella's getting a lot smarter. So he's like, he starts injecting Ella again with this bullshit. And now when the monkey gets stabbed, the monkey like loses its fucking mind and is like,
yeah. It reacts very badly.
Very badly. And
it knows what it's getting. Yeah.
Alan's the one. This is the scene you were talking about where Alan's like, what the fuck are you doing in there? What are you doing to her? And all you had to do was just
roll forward
into the kitchen.
Now, didn't have to roll into the room. Just roll enough so you can like see.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. And also, like, when does that conversation end? Because they actually just cut from that to like the next scene, and everything's fine. But it's like, how did that conversation happen when Jeff walked out of the kitchen? Was like, what noise?
The monkey has kitchen utensils that it's like trying to harm Jeff with.
Yeah, trying to stab him with like a potato masher. Fucking ridiculous. But yeah.
Oh, wait. Can we just go back for 1 second? Right before all this happens, we see that Alan's still going to class.
Yeah.
Like law school.
Yes.
He brings the monkey, and like, these are all adults. These are all fucking adults. And the monkey raises his hand, and everyone's like, "Oh, look at the monkey!" And the professor, even the professor's like, "You fucking." We keep saying it in this episode, but that's how everybody is. He's like, "You fucking piece of shit monkey raising your hand in my class."
Everyone talks like that. It's not an exaggeration. It's absolutely crazy. Everyone has that tone with each other. Everyone is absolutely miserable. But yeah, like that monkey scene, dude, it's so funny. We have like the exact same notes. That professor is so funny because
she's like, the monkey knows the answer. Do you cocksucker? Like,
yeah.
Dude, cut this guy. This is like probably his first time back in class. Like, you know, he's had a terrible accident. Why are you talking to him like that?
And also it's like, why wouldn't you reprimand the like you said, the fucking 40-year-old students that are like,
yeah, I'd be like, have some respect.
It's a fucking service animal. Like it's gonna do something weird. Like just fucking ignore it. They're like, holy shit.
Like if a service dog barked, like, when asked a question, like,
and
everybody just loses their mind.
My favorite part of that was everyone behind is dying, and then it cuts to the front of the class who can't see the monkey because the monkey's behind them, and then they turn and they're like, "Oh shit!" So there's like two waves of like, "Holy fuck!" and like you said, like the fucking teacher's just like, "Oh, you fucking idiot in the wheelchair with the stupid monkey." And also, why would you like doubt that he knew it? And he knew it, and everyone was like, "Oh!" Like it was so fucking the most fucking unbelievable. That class has never seen.
It's such a throwaway scene too to have everyone act so maliciously towards them.
Oh man. So yeah, that's that. Anyway, Alan rips the nurse apart, like we talked about. And the nurse and him have like a fucking spat, like a real fucking spat. And Alan gets the nastiest we've seen him, where he's just, but it's still deserved. He's just like, "You fucking asshole. You're an idiot. House is a fucking mess." And she comes back at him yelling about the monkey and all that. She leaves.
Which she's like, "The house is a mess because the monkey fucking made it." Okay. It's still your fucking job. It doesn't matter who made it. Like, that's what you're there for.
Right. And then he's like, when he's saying "we" about him and the monkey, she's like, "Who the fuck is this we?" And he's like, "The monkey." And she's like, "Oh, this is an abomination to fucking God."
Dude, a service animal.
She is absolutely appalled by this. And then another great scene here. So she leaves, turns off the lights, which like, oh man, that just like bums me out so much for like quadriplegic people. Like these people and this monkey in this movie have the ability to like turn the lights out on this guy and just like leave the fucking room. And then he like can't fucking do anything. Like he's in the middle of like trying to fight with her and she's like, "Good night." Like that's the fucking end of it. And he's like, "What the fuck?" Like, and she has this parrot that we had seen before. And Alan was like, "I don't like fucking birds. Like, I fucking hate birds. Like, get the fucking bird out of here." This was like way before. This was like the first day. And now the bird flies into his room and starts pecking at his fucking eyeballs.
Yes. While he's laying there and he cannot move. He's completely defenseless. And he's screaming.
Yeah.
For Marianne to come back.
Yeah. It's fucking nuts. It's fucking nuts. And she does, and then also knocks him off the bed. But is able to she knocks him over off the bed, but is able to save him. And when I was like, "Oh, maybe they'll have a moment where they like kind of make peace here." And she's like, "You're fucking worthless." But he fucking goes off on her and he just fucking lets her fucking have it.
Yeah, and the monkey is very pissed too in the cage.
Yeah, the monkey is very mad. But good news, that bird gets fucking got by Ella. That little monkey, we go into well, no, I guess that doesn't happen here, but the monkey goes in, takes the bird, kills it, leaves it in the nurse's slipper.
And this is also important because we find out that the monkey can come and go as it pleases. Like it looks like it's locked up in its cage, but it knows how to get out.
Right.
Well, will be important for the rest of the movie. But yeah, he kills it and puts it in the nurse's slipper.
Fucking the old horse head in the bed.
Yeah.
Fucking mafioso monkey. Fucking hey. Fucking great. Also, Jeff's now injecting all the monkeys with brain juice, which would have in the original ending would make sense, but we do not see that yet. But
yes.
And we now enter monkey vision for the first time, and this is a distorted view of a monkey. It's POV running through the woods, just
Field, yeah.
doing shit. But then it cuts out, and we're like with Alan. So Alan is seeing this also. Alan is receiving
Ella's
visions while he sleeps. Because she got injected with brain.
Because she got injected with brains. It has nothing to do with him. Not his brains. He didn't get injected.
Dude, I thought for sure they were going to go with something where they like put the monkey stem cells in him or something. You know what I mean? Like
to heal him, that would make sense.
Right. So they're kind of connected. I mean, still insane, but there's nothing. There's absolutely no reason for this to be happening.
It's just happening. Yeah.
And I love it. And it's not explained at all. Not only is it not explained at all, but no one at any point in this movie ever believes him.
No.
Like, they believe Ella is bad, but they do not believe anything he says there's never a moment where they're like, fuck, he's right. Like,
which is alarming because things are happening and he's like, oh, did this happen? And he explains it in grave detail. And it's like, this guy can't move. He hasn't left his bed. Well, how would he know that? And he's like, and I'm pretty sure one of them is even like, how'd you know that? And he's like, because I fucking see it happening while it's happening through Ella's eyes. And they're all like, you fucking dummy. That's not happening.
Oh my God. We also find out Ella is lost now. When he comes to, Ella is lost. And the nurse runs in accusing him of killing her bird. And Alan goes off the fucking rails in one of the just most insane beratements of all time.
And his mom shows up at this point too, right?
She shows up after this.
I thought she was there for this tirade.
No, this is what turns it. This is why the mom ends up coming, because she quits after this. But
she does, dude. I could have swore she was there because she was like, "I just wanted to visit," and then she's like, "I quit my job after this." Because I thought she was sitting on the couch next to him. Well, he's like, "That bird deserved to fucking die." Because I'm pretty sure she's like, "What's gotten into you?"
Oh. No, I think he just does it twice. I'll be honest with you. There's like him and this nurse have like a few scenes of like going at it. I think it happens again. But I think in this one, it's just, I don't know, maybe. But he's just like, that fucking worthless piece of shit bird deserved to fucking die. And I'm so glad it did. And you're like, oh yeah, you're right. The mom is there. I just now remembered it. But he was like, it was just so fucking good. He's like, maybe your fat, stupid foot killed the bird when you put it in your stupid, disgusting slipper. It's so long, dude. He just berates her.
It gives her the business. But again, well-deserved.
Absolutely. And then, like you said, you're right. Yeah, the mom was there. And then after that, she's like, hey, good news, honey. I get to wash your balls from now on.
He gives him a fucking sponge bath.
And he's like, Jesus fucking Christ,
She's
Mom.
like, what? You don't think I've ever seen you naked before?
You know what? Like, now the older I get and like the older James gets, like, that's not something to say. Like, a man dick is way different than a fucking boy dick, a fucking baby dick.
Jeez.
I mean, what are we talking about?
I know.
Like, you can't, like, dude, if I saw James, if I had to give James a sponge bath, I fucking would, because I love him. But I'm not going to be like, oh, I've seen it before. I'll be like, listen, this is a nightmare for both of us. Let's
Let's just both look opposite directions.
Yes, and just get this fucking done. I'll use like a fucking, like
a big stick.
Yeah, if that fucking helps. But yeah, so she's like, hey, honey, get great news. This is what's happening. And he's like, what a fucking headache. He loses his fucking mind. And then she's like you said this earlier, it's so insane because he's like, this is the worst news I've ever fucking gotten. Now, the mom has also been told by a doctor, like, hey, you're making him miserable and you might be the reason he tried to kill himself. And then it's for him to be like, Mom, this is fucking sucks. And she's like, Jesus Christ, I don't like the way you're behaving right now.
The whole time. And she's like, he's explaining what's happened with Marianne, with this nurse, and how she's a miserable jerk.
Yeah.
And she's just like, what is your problem? I didn't raise you like this.
That was the era, though, like with our parents, too. We've talked about that, with our parents always being like, how dare you, like, question an adult? Like, what?
It's true. I think my parents would honestly do the same thing.
My parents for sure would be like, how dare you say that to her? She's trying her best. Like, no, she fucking not. What are you saying?
Most tragic accident. Life is ruined.
He should just have the nicest people around him. Instead, everyone's like, deal with it. This is your fucking fault for exercising with bricks in your backpack. Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, back to monkey vision. And it's real. They're just really showing you a little bit more so we can really see that Alan is fully connected there. And then we learn about the surgery mishap, how Weissman probably should have caught this. But, again, like, Alan loses his fucking mind. Like, I'm gonna fucking kill this fucking...
I mean, that's what he's saying in the car ride home. He's like, that fuck, I'll fucking murder him. And then he's fantasizing about burning the man's house down, which we'll find out.
Yeah.
His house fucking burns down.
Yeah. We go into Ella vision. She runs into a cabin in the woods where we see Weissman fucking in the weirdest position. I think their legs were like, I don't even know. It was bizarre. But then we just see flames. And we cut to the next day, and Alan's mom has the best like fake phone call scene of all time. Like Alan's up like in the other room, and you just hear her screaming like, "You don't say! Both of them a fire? What will I tell Alan?" And then it's like when Alan's like, "It was a fire." She's like, "How the fuck would you have known that?" Which is great. But
again, this is the scene where he's like, listen, I like wish this would happen, and then I saw Ella doing it, and I'm pretty sure she's in my brain, and like we're connected. And everyone's like, you're fucking you knocked some screws loose with that car.
And that moment too, when he's like trying to explain, he's talking to this woman he's courting, like he's interested in romantically. And he's like, man, it was definitely what I told Ella. I kept telling Ella I was going to light them on fire. I was going to fucking chop off their fucking heads. And like telling this to a woman that you're like trying to like, like be romantically involved with. He's like, yeah, I was just telling this monkey this through my head. She's like, oh, okay. And she's actually not alarmed by it at all. She's like, yeah, no, I know. It's not what happened, though. And Ella and him start having like a weirder connection. She's like licking blood off of him. They put fake monkey teeth on Alan for scenes when he gets very intense.
Yes.
I thought it was a cool move. George Romero's a funny guy, man. He's like kind of like artsy fartsy.
Dude, I want to do Knight Riders for the show so badly.
I've never seen that.
Dude, it's like a jousting movie.
Oh, did he do that?
He sure did.
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we have to do that. That's a fucking watch along
live show.
Movie.
Yeah.
Fuck, I know what that movie. Oh my God. All right, we're gonna put that on the list.
I think he died in the summertime. We should do one to coincide with his passing.
R.I.P. brother.
George Romero.
Pittsburgh boy. All right, so Weissman cabin.
July 16th. Wait, dude, this is the 5-year anniversary of his death. July 16th.
R.I.P.
So.
Do a Romero thing.
R.I.P. Knight Riders.
Awesome. So cabin's burned down. Ella's licking blood off this guy's mouth, tongue kissing him. But Alan is now afraid of Ella. This cabin burning down thing has kind of spooked him a little more than I think he had anticipated.
Understandably so.
Yeah. So
Melanie is trying to convince him this couldn't happen by lighting a match and shoving it in the monkey's face and being like, see, it doesn't like it. Like, this is impossible. like any living creature would react to that.
This is a good science experiment to prove it. Speaking of science, Jeff shows up and Alan's like, you got to take this fucking monkey away. Because she's, acting on my thoughts. Which, whatever. And then Alan fucks.
Well,
with his mouth.
Yeah, okay. Because it doesn't work down below.
Mouth fucks.
He goes on a romantic getaway with Melanie, and she straps herself up above his face and just lets his tongue do the thing. And the best part about, like, as ridiculous of a scene as it is already, my favorite thing about this is the producer, which usually producers cut things, right? The studio wants to cut shit. Producer Charles Evans was like, we had George shoot it so that we could see this man's tongue go into her vagina explicitly, like in and out. And George kept being like, I don't want to do this. Like, I don't think this is needed. And Chris Evans is like, we wanted it to be as raw and explicit as possible. And he ends the statement by saying, in hindsight, George was probably right.
That's really fucking alarming. And probably none of the actors agreed to that. That's so psycho.
Just immediately giving this movie an NC-17 rating.
Why?
For no reason, just because this guy wants to see it.
And by the way, we'll find out later, these same producers were like, hey, we want a happy ending, guys. Like, hey, come on.
We just want everyone to be eaten out and everyone to be happy.
Hey, guys, come on. So yeah, Alan's scared. Alan also fucks. And Ella, who is now back in the lab with Jeff, is losing her mind. Just freaking the fuck out. I mean, I don't know. She's just kind of acting like a monkey, but...
No, Ella is in love with Alan, as we'll find out later, because she pee-pees on him.
Is that oh, yeah, she does do that, doesn't she?
That's the thing, but they didn't do the research because apparently I looked it up. Apparently, only males urinate.
They say that in the movie, Joe.
Oh, they do. Wait, what? When?
When he's talking to the trainer, she's like, I can only use females because males piss everywhere because of like they mark their territory, but females don't do that. And
so why does she do it at the end?
Because I think she was like marking him, like.
Well, she is. I'm saying, but they're saying females don't do that.
I think because like she's so aggressive now.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm just telling you the facts. Ella escapes the lab because Jeff is getting high. Question mark. He's been injecting himself with shit like randomly throughout the movie, but like. It's never really been like addressed.
Once again, Stephen Root is the real hero of this movie. Like he just wants to know what's happening and make sure it's humane. And Jeffrey is, he's abusing animals and abusing himself on company time.
Using illegal drugs. That's so funny, Stephen Root. And by the way, now the original ending is even funnier to like put Stephen Root in that position. At the end of the movie is so nuts. The only good guy in the fucking movie. Anyway, so Ella escapes from the lab. And Alan is with his mom, and suddenly light switch starts being real. Like they were kind of like reconciling. And then light switch, he's like, fuck you, mom, you piece of shit. And then he's like, wait a minute. Ella's in the fucking house.
Which, but you can like hear Ella too. Ella's not being that discreet. Like, and the camera like pan, and she's literally in eyesight.
She's so close, and she's constantly like, to the point where the next scene, he's like, "Did you hear that, mom?" Like
he does say that,
yeah. And the mom is tired of fucking Alan's bullshit. Starts fucking wailing on him.
So she beats the shit out of
again,
quadriplegic
son. And he lashes out and he's like, you deserve everything you're gonna get. You're gonna fucking get it. And she will.
Yes.
She will. Right after a bunch of monkeys attack Jeffrey in the fucking lab, which I thought was gonna lead to like something, but nothing. He's fine with those monkeys attacking him. He's just worried about Ella. He's just all he wakes up because the monkeys are beating the shit out of him, and he's like, oh, and he like goes and grabs poison. And I'm like, oh, he's gonna kill all these monkeys, and then he's like, all right, gotta go, and like leaves the lab. Like they were just his rowdy roommates. Like, oh, so thanks for waking me up, guys. Gotta go. They were like fucking tearing at him. It was insane.
And now we cut back to the mom, which I want to ask you, if you just got so mad, which I know you would never do, but if you got so mad you just slapped the shit out of your son for 25 minutes, would you then go take a relaxing bath upstairs after he's like, I fucking hate you, get out of my house?
I feel so much better now.
Because that's what she does. She's taking a bath.
In this universe, everyone's only happy when they're like at their absolute most fucking incredulous. They're just fucking, they're so happy to be angry. Nice relaxing bath. But Ella shows up with a fucking hair dryer and a concept of electricity killing people. In
my dad's biggest fear.
Oh, I forgot about that. Holy shit. He used that phrase, right? My biggest fear is that the kids will manage to get a hairdryer turned on and dropped into a sink.
Because there's an outlet in the bathroom which find me a bathroom where there's not one.
Dude, at this point, if bathrooms don't have an outlet, it honestly fucking ruins my fucking day.
It's useless.
It fucking pisses me the fuck off. Or it's like across the room. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, you gotta...
Claiming it's his biggest fear, which over the years he's claimed many things are his biggest fears, and they're always things that we've never heard about until something tragic like happens, which then he claims.
I told you. I fucking told you. Even if the article would be like, the first time this has ever happened, he'd be like, I fucking knew it. I could have told you this.
Like when we first moved into this house and there was some galvanized steel pipes. There was like two. There was like two in the house. The rest was copper. And I was going to have them all replaced anyways. He's like, galvanized steel can turn to lead poisoning. That's not a thing, because galvanized steel and lead pipes are literally two different things. It's in the fucking name.
It's a process.
Two different materials. And he's like, it's like the age-old saying I've been saying your whole life. If it gets on the skin, it's getting in. I'm like, what the fuck are you even talking about? Nobody's ever said that to me. Fuck did you read that from? Because he was trying to be like, even if you don't drink the tap water, if you shower with it, it give you severe lead poisoning from these pipes that aren't made out of lead.
And I'm not trying to make light of this situation, but like, look at the fucking people at Flint drinking poison water every day. Like, and they're not, like, they're having effects, but like, even that is taking years and years to build up. And your dad's just like, fuck, if you touch it once, you're fucked.
You'll die.
Oh man. So yeah, Jeff has 2 poison syringes he filled up to go kill Ella with, and he shows up to do just that. He's going to kill this little monster. Alan starts telling Jeff that he's like they killed them all. Or like, I killed them all. And Jeff's like, no, you didn't. You can't kill fucking anything, even if you wanted to.
Isn't that exactly what he says too? Which
it is.
Because I remember him saying something along those lines and being like, dude, what a backhanded insult.
It's insane, but also it's like a really cool concept for this movie. If you really, like, if you break down this movie's ideas, there are all these like really good ideas that he really didn't like focus that strongly on. But just like, he could have easily focused on this concept of like him being like, I'm killing people. Like he's almost like, he has guilt, right? Like he has like really heavy guilt that he's just killed people. And he's like, he wants to tell people, like he wants to end this. Like he's like, I'm fucking killing people. And everyone's like, you literally can't kill people. And like, he is killing people, which is crazy, right? Like it's such a cool concept. And really well done. He just doesn't like, it's funny. He just doesn't like hark on these cool ideas, which is fine, but it's just an interesting thing. He also Jeff finally tells Alan that this monkey has been modified and tested on. And Alan
Jeff is such a sleazeball, because Alan's like, you've been doing this the whole time, and Jeff is like mad that he's being accused of it, and his defense is, it wasn't the whole time, it was in the beginning. I was honestly trying to help. Like that's supposed to make it any better.
Yeah, dude, it's insane. And by the way, even at the beginning, like what? At the beginning, I was trying to make you feel what, and then what, and then what. So again, Alan is rightfully furious about this situation for bringing a killer monkey into his world. And cue Ella coming in with a fucking straight razor and slicing this dude. Fucks Jeff up, man, with a razor. And after some chasing, Ella running away, Ella injects Jeff with one of the poison syringes. She's able to pry off of him and stab him in the back. And kills Jeff, man.
It's a wrap. So now
like
we have
that.
Alan, his girlfriend, and Ella.
And the girlfriend we haven't seen in a minute, but she finally pulls up in her little van and breaks a window to get in. And Ellis now has a second syringe too. She picks that up when Jeff falls. So, that's happening. Ella also cuts the power and blocks the door so Alan can't leave because Alan tries to leave. And she fucking cuts the power and closes the door. And Alan's like, what the fuck?
These monkeys in these movies love finding the circuit breaker and throwing it.
And using matches, too. They fucking love matches.
They all love it.
Alan tries to get and she takes the battery pack out of his wheelchair, but he is able to use the wheelchair still because he moves it this next scene. But I thought that was cool when she took the battery out.
Good. Well, I don't know if we mentioned it. Like, I know we talked about how the doctor gave the second opinion. He keeps saying that he's like willingly moving his hand, which comes into play at the end. Is like he is able to maneuver a little bit.
Oh yeah, and that's actually what the thing where his mom's like, I don't like your fucking tone, is because he was like, Mom, did you just see my fucking hand move?
Yes.
And she's like, shut up.
Impossible.
And he's like, will you just fucking answer me and tell me if you saw my fucking hand move? Like, that is exactly what he says. And she's like, Jesus fucking Christ, what has gotten into you? Like, he's like, it's so crazy, this poor fucking guy. And we've already also established that this injury is not sustained from the accident. So, like, is there potential that it could have, you know what I mean? It's not a severed spinal cord, right? Like, it's something else.
Yeah, I mean, the doctor even says that. He's like, it's entirely possible that you might be able to recover.
Yeah.
There is a chance you could walk again.
It's so fucking weird, man. Mel shows up, the trainer shows up, and breaks in to the window, finds him there, no power, no nothing, right? And Ella is on the loose. Well, I guess that doesn't even matter, but he like asks Ella to like take control of him.
Yes.
Which again is another element and like theme of this movie that he could have like harped on a little bit and didn't. And it's only in these like final moments where I was like, oh, that's like a cool concept. Like he can feel free when he is inside of her.
Yes. Like
when she takes over, he can run again. It's like, oh, that's fucking cool. But they really don't talk about that.
No, they don't.
Maybe in the 18-hour version that fucking he wanted to fucking show, they probably do. But
for sure.
I mean, hopefully, because what else could there fucking be to film? Mel comes in, she finds a dead Jeff, and then she gets jumped by Ella with a clothes hanger. And Ella trips her, whacks her head. I thought she was dead.
Yeah, for sure.
She's not, though. She's alive. But she's knocked out, and the monkey has the syringe and is just fucking like, oh, I actually hated this scene. Like, dude, putting like the fucking needle like in her fucking eyelid. Like, it's not like...
It's not piercing it.
It's not piercing it yet. She's like getting ready to stab her. I don't know why the monkey would take so long, but it works. It works. And Alan freaks out. He's like, get the fuck away from her. And then Ella jumps on his lap and pisses all over him. And Alan's monkey teeth come out again, and he's like super pissed at fucking Ella. And he's like, I'm gonna, dude, his threats to the monkey were only second to the nurse because he's just like, I'm gonna rip your fucking heart out, monkey. Like, dude, staring into the eyes of a monkey,
eat
saying this. I'm gonna fucking devour you. I'm gonna fucking rip you to shreds with my fucking teeth. Absolutely insane to be saying that to a live animal in your face. And he's about to inject her. He's about to inject her, and Alan hits is able to move his hand.
Yeah.
Moves his hand, hits the play button on the cassette, playing Ella's favorite love song that they used to cuddle up to. And Ella goes up there to kind of, make peace. She snaps out of it.
She's cuddling him. Puts her head right there.
And then the greatest scene in movie history happens when Alan bites the monkey.
Bites the monkey in the neck and then beats it into oblivion just by whipping his head back and forth.
Like a dog with a toy.
Yeah.
It's insane. So many times.
But every time he does it, the monkey, which is the most clearly fake stuffed monkey you'll ever see, it's like 3 times smaller than Ella is in the movie. But every time he whips his head back and forth, it's just smashing against one of the arms of his wheelchair.
Dude, absolutely destroys this fucking monkey with his mouth. Just fucking annihilates it.
If he was gaining back his functions, the whiplash that he is giving himself, he will never walk again. So violently twerking his neck.
All of those fucking naked stretches strengthen his neck. And Ella is dead. Deader than a doornail.
Yes.
Cut to the surgery table, the operating room. The new doctor who, came onto this new discovery is there, and it's a much more professional doctor environment, right? They're all excited to be there. Makes his first
not commenting on his ass.
Not being like, ooh, this hairy motherfucking nutsack, baby. Everyone's worst nightmare. He makes an incision in the back. And fucking Ella pops out. Ella pops out of his fucking back. That is just a dream, though. Unfortunately, I was so sad, and I was also very confused because I was like, isn't it his fucking neck? They're cutting his lower back because that's where they could fit the fucking puppet or whatever. Although that does not look like a puppet. I don't know, man. That looked fucking real to me, but yeah, Ella bursts out, but it's just a dream. Alan wakes up, and he's fine. The surgery has happened. Everything's good. And he walks out of the hospital. Well, he's wheeled out of the hospital, but stands up and walks into the car.
Get into the van. Yeah.
With his lady friend. And they drive off, man, out into the sunset.
Yeah.
And that's the end of that movie.
Happy ending.
It is a happy ending.
What was the original ending?
In the original ending, prior to Dorothy and Jeffrey's death, Jeffrey's boss, Dean Harold Burbage, Stephen Root, steals the remaining brain tissue serum and injects it into all of the remaining monkeys Jeff has. After Alan regains his ability to move on his own, Burbage is assaulted by animal rights protesters who had earlier attacked Jeffrey for experimenting on monkeys. Burbage insults them, then returns to the lab, where it's discovered that all of the remaining monkeys have completely taken control of his mind. That's an ending.
Can't understand why they changed that. Stephen Root's in 2 scenes, and then making that be the end.
Dude, that would be so stupid. Dude, the distributor Orion Pictures, they were desperate for a hit. They were in financial peril at the time. So they forced him. And dude, Romero was like, I'm so mad about this. Like, this ending is not what I want. I fucking liked this ending for a movie that's like so fucking depressing, and like this poor guy is just assaulted the entire movie.
It's you gets his redemption. He's been wronged at every fucking point and turn in this movie.
His life is miserable. His life is absolutely miserable. And then
instead, you turn the focus to Stephen Root. Forgot he was in the movie at this point.
Who's like barely been in the movie, and the points he's been in the movie, not a bad guy. Everyone else is so much worse than him. And have him be the one that's like the fucking monkey's puppet. Yeah. Romero had intended to conclude the film in the same manner as its source novel, in which Alan does not recover from his accident. Sick. Yeah, studio forced Romero to add a happy ending to the picture, a plot device which the director had long avoided in favor of more. Oh, so he just never liked a happy ending, which makes, I don't know. We'll find out in Knight Rider.
I can't wait.
Second, after poor reviews, the studio recut the film without Romero's knowledge to add a shock ending, which I don't know what that is. I don't think it was this.
This can't be it.
I don't know. Huh. I don't know. That's weird, right? Did they?
I hope the shock is him standing up and walking. Didn't see that coming.
Just shocking to fucking what's his name? George Romero when he goes and sees it. That's the only one. I'm trying to see if there's a video of the alternate ending, but I don't think there is. It's on the Blu-ray that they released, but
okay,
it's out of print now. So
they discontinued it.
Fuck it. Alternate ending, deleted scenes, behind the scenes footage. Did something just make a noise?
All right, well.
What the fuck?
That did. Yeah. What was that?
What is that?
Sounded like a weird Italian man.
Yo.
Yeah.
That was so fucking weird. I think it came from that fucking site. All right. It's my fucking Pornhub tab, baby. Fucking some guy being like, all right. That's it, man. That's Monkey Shines. We're doing Tiptoes next weekend?
Next Saturday.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It is. And if you would like to be a part of the trivia, send me an email, Sean@IHateHorror.com if you want to participate. We're going to try and set it up and structure it a little differently so it like kind of goes a little bit smoother. So it goes smoother. So shoot me an email, Sean@IHateHorror.com. You can find us at Facebook.com/IHateHorror, IHateHorror.com, Instagram.com/IHateHorror, and Elon Musk's platform, Twitter, at the horror, I Hate Horror show, I think. I don't know what it is, but anyway. Joe, where can they find you?
Instagram, Boognish1985.
All right, everyone. Thank you all so much. Thank you all of our Patreon fans too. Love you guys. And for Joe, this is Sean. Stay weird.
Thank you.
Adios.
I dissect movies all fucking day.
Wanna play?
I'm gonna watch what I'm not supposed